Last year we were ranked in the top 15 for 3A. The entire season we got as high as number 5. The nice thing with that is my entire team comes back this year, so we're really excited with the season coming up. I also am the assistant coach for the men's basketball team. Last year we were ranked top 5 in the nation. So last year was a good year for me basketball-wise. While I'm talking today, if at any point you have a question, please feel free to put your hand up, ask as we're going through things. My goal today, I want to go over just some philosophy stuff that I do. Some of it works for me, some of it might not work for you. Some of you might just say, that's absolute garbage, I can't believe he does that, and that's completely fine. Okay? Your goal tonight is to take one thing. If you can take one thing that you can apply to your program, that's fantastic. So I'm going to speak till about 8 o'clock. Coach Olden rolls in here about quarter to 8. He's going to talk for an hour. And hopefully we'll get something out tonight. Guys, come on, come stand up in the black line, please. I just want to take a second to introduce my team. These guys are going to go through some of the drills and stuff for you. First off, this is Ben Dooley. Ben was our leading scorer last year. This is his 3rd year on the senior team. He was MVP of the Canada tournament last year. This is Chad Chesson, the starting center. Fairly obvious reasons. Chad is again on his 3rd year on the senior team. Chad has already got 1 college offer and he's hoping to get some more. Jordan Dunning is our defensive specialist, probably the toughest, most defensive-minded player in the league. Mike is our backup 5. He's got the best hands you will ever see from a big man. Liam's a shooter. I think his best is getting 9 3-pointers. 9 3-pointers in a single game. Liam was our leading scorer at the Gonzaga camp this past summer. We went down to Spokane with our club team. And we won that tournament, so Liam was our leading scorer down there. Zach's our starting 4, Art Hustle. Eddie is our starting 2. He was also league MVP last year. And then he's coming back in his 3rd year. Gilles is a converted volleyball player. Gilles has got long arms, and we put him at the top of the zones we run. He caused a lot of havoc. Ty played on our JV team last year. I believe you were captain. Okay. Ty is, again, a defensive specialist. Locks up guys. If you really want to bring your kids to teach them how to play defense, bring them through the game, you haven't watched time. Okay? Justin was one of the returners and seniors on the JV team last year. Justin again is a shooter, was a backup point guard on our spring team. And at the very end, you cannot forget Joey Nelligan. Joe's known as Joe Sauce. Joe is manager of the year, of the decade. Joey doesn't miss a practice. This wonderful score clock you see tonight, he runs every single practice. He rebounds for the guys. We cannot do anything without Joey. And of course, at the very end, a legend in the Spruce Grove coaching basketball circles, Anthony Mann. Anthony played for me, it feels like forever ago. 7 years, yeah. That long? Longer. And now he's been assistant coaching me for the last 2 years as well as coached our JV team. He won a couple titles as the JV coach, so we're really excited to have him back. So these guys are going to go through the pace on for today. While they're up here, I would like to comment that if you go onto our school website, you can see our athletic calendar. So just the Google calendar, you can click on anything, it'll show you where we play, when we play, all that stuff. Love to see you come and watch us play. Okay, we're going to go in Tier 1 this year. We're going to have some big schools coming through. Hopefully we can give them a run. And we've got some high expectations ourselves. Also, at any point you want to come to one of my practices, I would love to see you. All I ask is that you send me an email in advance. I will have a copy of my practice plan for you when you walk in the door, and I make it to it. Okay, but you're always welcome. And if you ever want me to come to your practice, I would love to. The best month for me is January between two teams. I'm a fairly busy guy. January kind of slows down for me with exams, so if you'd like to just ping me an email, I would love to come. Okay? You guys can sit back in. Okay. Let's see. Things I'm forgetting. Again, we're talking about get one thing from today. If you can do that, you're doing great. Some of the coaching ideas and philosophies that I want to go over again. Some of these might work for you, some of them might not, and that's fine. Okay? So, everyone always talks about the fundamentals. They include shooting, passing, dribbling, rebounding. Defense is a fundamental, don't let anyone tell you different. Being a good teammate and competing. I don't think we do a good enough job as coaches teaching our kids to compete. Okay? The last 2 will win you more games than the first 4. I honestly believe that. If you can teach your kids to compete, guys, whisper over there, please. If you can teach your kids to compete, you're going to do a lot better than spending an hour on shooting. Teach your kids to compete, and that's in every single drill all the time. Teach them to compete. Running is an essential part of basketball. You need to be in shape to play basketball. It's a must in my mind. Okay? Now that does not necessarily mean you got to put them on the line for an hour every single day. I know some coaches that run pride time, they make them run for 10 minutes lines in every class. I think if you just make them run all the time, you'll get what you want out of it. That does not mean you don't put them on the line. I put my guys on the line all the time. Okay? But when we put them on the line, you gotta sell them. You gotta sell it to them. Sell them on the fact that it is a chance to compete, number one, because you're always watching. If they come in dead last every single time, you're gonna notice. And it's a chance to compete, and it's necessary. You need to get in better shape to play basketball. Okay? Right now, you guys all know that if we took a team, we didn't put a ball in their hands, and we just ran them, 3 weeks in the season, they're probably going to win, regardless of having touched the ball. Okay? They're just going to run teams to the ground, they're going to press them, they're going to make layups, all that stuff. Okay? So you need to be in shape, and sell them on that. Running is okay. Well, how we run our lines, our guys all know what a 10, a 20, a 30, and a 60 is. 10 is there and back. The reason it's called a 10 is because you got to do it in 10 seconds. 20 is half back, full back. 30 is free throw, half, free throw, full, and then a 60 is double. Okay? By the end of the season with our 8 team, we always run 60s. By the end of the season, they're called 55s. Okay? And again, it's a chance to compete. Why are you doing a drill? Are you doing a drill for the sake of doing a drill, or are you doing it to try and get something out of it? A lot of times you can take a drill that you already know. You can flip it, focus on some other aspect of it, and you'll get what you want. I'm going to show you guys tons of shooting and layup drills today. You can make them rebounding drills by just focusing on other aspects of the drill. Don't simply do a drill just because you know it. Okay? Give all your drills names. Practices will go much faster and more efficiently. I know a lot of coaches that name them after NBA stars since the kids know. I haven't named them the same thing for 20 years now, so I haven't changed it. But if you give them names, all you have to say is circle drill, and they'll get right into it. You don't have to reteach the drill. You know that one right over there, and there's some of you over here, some of you over there, remember that one? Give them names, things will go faster for you. I hate scrimmage. I think it's a giant waste of time. Really, there's a big difference between controlled 5-on-5 and scrimmage. Controlled 5-on-5, we're going to work on this set today. Have them go to half, have them come back. Okay? Have them stay on offense for 4 or 5 times in a row. But don't just let them scrimmage. Because it becomes a layup drill, you can see which kids are lazy, it just gets ugly. If you want to work on transition, work on transition. If you want to work on half-court offense, work on half-court offense. And then they can combine them in the game, you can combine them in little pieces here and there. One of our favorite things to do with Nate is we do defensive drill. It's 5-on-5 in half court. You get a stop, you get a point, you take off in transition, you get a second point, and then you come back and play D again and stop in between. Don't just let them look. It just gets ugly. Any chance you get, use the score clock. Now I get that we're all not as lucky as I am. Okay? You'll notice that plugged into the wall there, that never happens. The Apple TV's on the fritz. Yes, I'm extremely blessed and lucky. And I have a manager that runs that for everything. He puts time up for every drill, he keeps score for every drill. But you all have score clocks in your gym. If you can use them, use them. Time your drills. Keep score. The kids have to learn to know what the score, possession, how much time is left. We need to know these things. So emphasize that as part of your drill. What am I looking at as I'm moving on? Okay? Give a points value to something you think is important in the game. So for example, if you're doing a 3-on-3 drill or a rebounding drill, give them points for offensive rebounds. Give them points for stops. Make it competitive, like I already said. Come on in, guys. Make it competitive. Any chance you can do to teach competing, do that. Finish every single competitive drill with a game-winning free throw regardless of the score. So we're going to do a couple competitive drills today. And at the very end, they'll get on the line. We might not have time to do today, but I'll pick somebody from the losing or from the winning team. They've got to make one free throw. That's the game-winning. If they miss it, the score doesn't matter. Everybody knows. Okay, puts pressure on. Pressure free throws. That's an important part of the game. Now this is a belief of mine from high school, from coaching high school basketball for 10 years now. I honestly believe that post play is a mentality, it's not a size issue. I've seen 6-7 guys that cannot play a lick in the post. I've seen 5-8 guys that are tremendous post players. And that goes on to my next point. Just because they're big for you, which I'm assuming we're all junior high media coaches, yes? Okay? Just because they're big for you does not mean they're going to be big for me. So teach all of your kids all positions. Okay? Like I'm lucky I've got a 6'7" guy tonight. He happens to play the post. It's great. I've also had 6'7" guys that couldn't go anywhere near. I had a grade 9 kid come to me the other day who was 6'4" and says, I can't play the post, I don't like it. It's all up here. If you're tough enough and you want to bang, you want to get after it, you got some energy, you want to get after it, you can be a post player. If that's not who you are, that's fine. Don't force them to be something they're not. Judge your success as a junior high community coach by not how many wins you get, but how many of your kids are still playing after you're done with them. Whether that's playing for me, playing at college level, playing for the comp, playing for Memorial, whatever it is, or you're just playing outside in the summer. If they're still playing when they're done with you, you've done a good job, regardless of how many wins you have at the end of the game. Offenses and defenses are not taught. You can't teach them. You build them. You build them from the ground up. A lot of drills you'll see today, they're footwork drills that we use, guys, quiet over there, that we use to teach offense. Like we're going to do V cuts and rips. The reason we do that drill is because it teaches the footwork and leads to our offense. We're going to do cannon shooting. Footwork leads into our offense. Okay? Running wide in circle drill teaches us part of our offense. Okay? You can't just teach it. You have to build it. Teach the whole thing early, and then break it down. Teach it piece by piece by piece by piece, and hopefully by March, you've got something resembling an offense. I think too often we just go, what do you mean you don't get it? It takes time. It takes a lot of repetitions. If you don't have a practice plan when you walk into the gym, you're doing your kids a disservice. I honestly believe that. Even if you can just take 5-10 minutes to scrap something down, we've all been there. I totally get it. It's hard sometimes. I give my vice principal a hard time all the time because he has all day to sit in his office. And that's beautiful, that practice plan he types up. I script on a piece of paper. That's all I have time for. But have something. Have a goal in mind. What are you trying to accomplish in practice that day? Okay. Let your kids have 15 minutes before practice to shoot on their own. This gives them the opportunity to not only talk to each other in a more social setting, but it gives them an opportunity, gives you an opportunity to make up your practice. Our bell ends at 3:07. Our practice starts at 3:30. I expect them in the gym by 3:15. Unless they talk to me beforehand. And I teach them some shooting games. I don't make them shoot. Sometimes they're just hanging out. Sometimes they're talking. But they're in the gym. They're dribbling, doing stuff. That gives me time to plan practice. And lets them talk to each other. With the basketball in their hand. Have a little more fun. Be a little more social. Right? And then teach them some shooting games. There's tons online. Just teach them to them. And they can play. Let them play. Don't let them play some half court. Let them teach them shooting games. Tips, King's Court, 3 in the bucket. Lots of great things. 21. Okay? All good games. Teach them those things. Make them play. Okay? And again, you can now sit and plan practice. Don't stop a whole drill because one athlete got something wrong. Hold that one athlete and let the others continue to work. Kids do not get enough reps, and listening to you talk is not helping. I can't tell you how many times I've just seen coaches talk for 20 minutes at a time. It does not help them. They need reps. They need thousands of them. So if one kid is messing something up, hold him aside. Have your assistant coach hold him aside. That can be part of his job. And that's okay. The kids need reps. Don't stop a whole drill because one kid can't get the reps. Give an assistant coach and a manager jobs. Get one and use them. I can't speak for all of you, but I know me and Anthony will attest to this. I am extremely possessive. Now, I hate this. I hate ball. I think it's annoying and repetitive and it just wastes oxygen. And yeah, technically you get teed up for it. Technically. Okay? Ball. I got it. Where's my help? I'm open over here. Okay? All of these, every single drill, make them talk to each other. It's a skill. Just like shooting, it needs practice. And lastly, teach the idea of athlete accountability. They need to be able to make each other better. I always say that I'm only responsible for 1/3 how good they are going to get. They're responsible for the other third, and their teammates are responsible for the other one. They have to be able to push each other, hold each other accountable. Okay? Having a captain that's going to tell them something means a lot more than coming from me. Any questions on that? Let's get to the fun stuff. 5-ball shooting. Let's go. Ready, let's go. 5, 4, 3. Eddie, you ready? Okay, now guys, this is going to do still without the dribble, penetration dribble. Just come down the line and give me a shoot, okay? Now, go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
So, what this drill is, this is simply a transition shooting drill. It's a 3-man game with only 2 passes. The big thing with this is whoever does the layup keeps going. So they elbow the ball, they push the ball down the floor, Mike's going to do a layup, good for right. He's going to of bounds, and away we go again. 1, 2, Jills does a layup, kick it back, shoot the ball. Very simple trick. Now when we do this, Justin, you're already used to it. You're there. It's alright, man. When we do this, we put 5 minutes on the clock, and Joey keeps scoring. Everything's worth 1, and it's day up to -5. We do this every single practice. And every single practice they have to increase it better than what they did last time. And we do this at 8 all the time. Our personal best at 8 is 136 shots in 5 minutes. Here, the most I've ever done is 110 as a high school coach. Now this is the simplest way to do it. I'm going to tweak it here and show you something, just another way that we can do this. Now one thing that you want to stress, obviously layups, shooting, footwork, being ready to shoot the ball, ready to load, feet, hands ready, talking to each other. You'll notice that Eddie and Lee are talking to each other. I got outlet, you go. They can shoot like crazy. That's fine. They're talking to each other. They're talking to each other. Get up, Chad. That boy. Outlet, push the ball. Now one thing that we like to talk about this is like talk about popping passes. I really hate, it's so early season, I really hate these types of passes, the rainbow passes. So I always like to stress popping the ball. Pop it out of your hand, catch it with 2, put it out with 1. Pop the ball. Alright, Reese. Hey, reset it up. Right from the beginning, Eddie, please. Okay, Jills, you got it? Now what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to do with the penetration principles. Okay? Everybody understand? Okay? Now, this is the way that I do it. At 8, we do it the way that you just saw. Okay? Because we emphasize different things. I do it here a little bit differently. What we're going to do here is we're going to emphasize some penetration principles as part of the drill. So Ty here is going to make eye contact with the guy who's going to shoot, he's going to pass to it, sorry, and then he's going to put the ball in the deck, either middle or baseline. And his partner, his passenger, has to go to the same place accordingly. Our penetration rule is this. If we penetrate baseline, you got to pay to the corner. If we penetrate middle, you pop to open window, just the 45. Okay? So if Ty penetrates, Ben, can you just get in the wing there, please? Ben, just get in the wing. So if Ty penetrates baseline, his partner has to pay to the corner. We kick it, we would shoot it, and Ben. Okay, that's alright. Okay? Whereas if Ty decides to penetrate middle, then comes the open window, and we shoot the ball. Okay, those are our penetration principles, and those are things you can emphasize in every single drill. And that's basketball, right? How many times have you said as a coach, move with the ball? These are things we emphasize all the time. Okay, and we practice this drill. Ready, Jills? Go ahead. Pop that ball. Penetrate time. Hit him. Good, away we go. Excellent. Now you'll notice that every time they make a layup, they take the ball out of bounds. Okay? If you want to emphasize certain parts of the transition, taking the ball out of bounds and getting rid of it fast is something you want to emphasize. So 2 hands, outlets, and then we go. You can also emphasize your outlet pass. Where do you want your point guard to go off the basket? Okay? We like to stress that when you get the ball to the sideline, you cut the options. Okay? There we go. Again, you'll see manager here over there, Joey's keeping score. If you don't have the scoreboard, make them keep counts. Make them talk. Any chance you can make them talk, make them talk. Get up, Chad. That boy. Okay, make sure you're talking to the guys. Call her out. Let's go. Get up. Get that ball up high. Pop it, Ty. Too much carpet out there. Any questions about this drill, guys? My goal is to get through this many drills, and I've got half an hour left. So, like I said, I'm videotaping the whole thing. I'll send it to you later if you have any questions. This is something people say basketball doesn't have. I think they should call it 120. Okay, 120. Questions on this? Alright, that's good. Set up 4 corners. 4 corners. Down here, please. Yeah, just a half court. Okay, let's balance up the lines here. Ty, come up behind me, please. Okay. So, again, this is just another half court layup shooting drill. Right now we're just going to start with some left-hand layups. Coach, I want to get you 3 basketballs. Okay? Now with this, the rule with this is if you come from the bottom, you end up opposite. So Justin, give me your hand, Justin. Justin's going to end up over there behind Chad. Chad?
Yep.
Okay? Liam is going to end up over here. And it's just a continuous drill. Every time you pass, you must cut. Okay? You must call for the ball, you must get target hands, all those things you emphasize all the time. Emphasize those little things. Those little things make big things happen. You ready, Jordan? Go ahead, bud.
Yeah, that's it, guys.
We pass, we cut, we pass, we cut, we pass, we finish. Okay? Then we get it, we cut, we pass, we cut, we pass, we cut, we pass. Now you'll see that these guys have done this before. And then you'll notice that they knew what they were doing, they know what 4 corners is. I've done it with them countless times. Part of our warm-up. It looks really cool and intimidating because of warm-up. Okay? We're going to get to 3 balls, hopefully. Just throw out the backboard, Anthony. That works too. That works too. Yeah. Go ahead, Justin. Okay, we got 2 balls now, guys. 2 balls. 2 balls. Here we go. I've seen this done, not with me, unfortunately. I've seen this done. Cameron College does this. As their coach has taught it to me. They do it with 6 basketballs. And no one dies. It's crazy. Again, notice how they talk to each other. I emphasize target hands all the time. I think it's really important. Okay, make sure you get the hand where you want the ball. You can also go on with some jump shots. You can catch and shoot this. Power lefts. Power lefts. You can emphasize different types of layups. It's alright, Justin. Preseason, right? Now, inevitably, when you do this drill, someone's going to screw up. Someone's going to miss a point. The biggest thing is I always forget that they have to go up and come on top and have the same side. I always forget that point. You'll really see in this drill who your leaders are. Because one end is going to drop the ball and jump in the middle line. And that's fantastic. I really love that. If you just keep the drill going, that's holding each other accountable. That's what we talk about. Euro step. Euro step. Euro step and Jill's Euro. Good. Hey, Euro step to the regular left. You gotta step around. Really great move. Practice it in all your drills. Circle drill. Circle drill. Right hand. Right hand. Right hand. I'll be nice to you today. Go right hand. Again, this is another full court layup drill. Okay? We're good, right? I'm going to pass right here. We're good? Keep up system. Okay, so this is just into another layup drill. One of the things that we like to emphasize this is passing and pick. So as Ben comes up the floor, you stay nice and wide. Just freeze your Ben. Once he gets to here for us, half court, and you can change different things depending on the kids that you teach. We tell he's going to pass the ball to Liam. The type of pass that I like to see is with one hand off the dribble pass. I call it the Nash pass. Alright, just here off the dribble, one hand. I find that to be the most efficient pass because they're breaking the press. It's the fastest way. If you coach the little guys, 2-hand chest pass is just fine. 2-hand chest pass is just fine. Okay? Please make sure though, you pass with both hands. Okay? So Ben's going to pass the ball. Liam, he's there, Ben. He's going to catch it, he's going to rip it. Now, here we like to emphasize the reverse pivot. So Liam's going to catch his top foot, he's going to rip the ball through. The ball always comes below the knees. Okay? It gets them in ready position. And if some defenders are stupid enough to reach down there and try to get it, I'm not going to move off to the line. Okay? What we like to tell you guys is to pass the ball, just supposed to be a basketball player, to be a passing machine. If you're going to be a passing machine, I don't need you. Okay? So he's going to catch it and square up. He's going to pass the ball back to Ben. Ben stays wide. He's going to cut. He gets back. Has a layup. And then he goes to the spot. And he gets his rebound. It's a very simple drill. Really nice to start a practice. Really get you guys going. I'm sorry. I've never coached girls. I've never coached girls. I just think that's all the time. I apologize for that. Yes. Go ahead. Ready, guys? Here we go. The reason it's called circle is because you're going to 2 circles, right? There's a big circle and a circle. So you do the layup, and then they circle back. And they get the rebound, they circle around the back. Now, when we do this, we're going to do regular, we do power lifts, we do reverse lifts, alley-oops, which is kind of fun. I do alley-oops in grade 7, I think it's hilarious. I think it's fun. Go ahead. Same thing, Justin, get up. 2 points, buddy. 2 points. Catch and rip, there you go. Nice time. Power lifts. Now we talk about power lifts, we talk about 2 feet up, 2 feet down. Go up with balls in the air, feet in the air, go up 2 feet, down 2 feet. Make sure your shoulders are square to the backboard and facing your outside hand. Please, for the love of humanity, make your kids do that 10 minutes. They can. I spent 2 summers working in this age, and there's absolutely nothing more athletic than an average American kid. Their coaches just make them do it. They make them do it. The time they can walk, and that's how they're better than us. It's that simple. Make them do it. Okay? For us, how many times they tell you that I can't, they can. They don't even know it. They can. Make them do it. Reverse lifts. Now we teach reverse lift, guys. A right hand reverse lift is the exact same footwork as a regular right hand lift. Just go underneath. You don't just switch hands or anything fancy. It's just 1, 2 underneath. Tell them to lift their head. See where they want to put the ball. Too many times they look forward. You gotta look at the ball. Where they put the ball. Eyes tell your fingers to go. Your fingers tell the ball where to go. And big passes, it's alright. Okay, notice how they stay wide. They stay wide. Not allowed to banana cut, sharp cuts that stay wide. You got to plant with your outside foot, plant little, slow bang. Anytime you change, you get open in basketball, 2 things have to change, your direction and your speed. And for fun, let's do alley-oops. Oh, you're so athletic, Seth. Good pass. Must be those fancy new shoes of yours. You didn't think I noticed, did you? That boy, Mike. Alright, you're moving past. Chad, don't hurt yourself. Take a little bit of your Alright, good stuff. Alright, deep cuts and rips down here. Deep cuts and rips. I hope you're not tired because you're not getting a break. This is not FYI. I'll take a second. Patience. Okay? We're going to go pull-ups over here, layups over there. Okay? Pull-ups, layups. Yeah. Joe, can you get in the block too, please? Remember what we do? Okay, now the coach and Joe are going to get in the block because what we want to emphasize is how they cut, right? So as they pass the ball up, he's going to come in to coach. He has to step over, and he has to come out, and here we're going to work on a reverse pivot. So again, it's his outside foot and follows his butt crack out and he grips the ball. This side, they're going to do a usual pull-up. We're always attacking the baseline. On that side, they're going to go to the rim. Same idea as circle drill. Once Eddie finishes, Liam's going to get his rebound and Liam's going to go to the opposite side. Okay? This is called deep cuts and rips. We do this again probably every single day. Because if you ever watch my team play, when we start our offense, our motion, this is where we start it. And we like to see the guys catch it, square up, and be able to do things. Anyways. The sheets are on the side, I don't know if you're carrying on, but okay, so deep cuts and rips, go ahead, guys. Remember, don't be a passing machine, be a basketball player. Tie them up a little higher, that way, yourself some angles. We want to emphasize spacing here. I know Coach Owen's going to talk about that after I'm done here, but I like to see the guys catch it off the 3-point line, not on it. Too often, kids are hug that 3-point line. Well, you'll see what happens there. Too often, they're going to have that toe shot. It's the worst shot in basketball. So we want them to catch the free throw line extended and rip it through. Be explosive. Nice shot, Ty. Step over, target hands, rip. That's good rip, Ty. So again, we'll do this for 5 minutes every single day. At 2.5 minutes, we'll switch which side we can pull ups on. Sometimes after a couple of weeks, well, I'll tell the guys they gotta go middle every second time just to work on more footwork, right? They catch the gel, anytime you come back to the middle. Nice, good. Okay, switch side, guys. Switch your pull-ups to the left. Switch. Switch your layups to your pull-ups side. Get to the rim, man. Out of it. Talk it up, hey guys. Talk it up. Now, I'm not a big believer in always the first pivot, always a permanent pivot, always the inside out. I'm a big believer in everything. The more tools you can put in your toolbox, the better off they're going to be. So here's the crux for the first pivot. There's always going to be time to give you your first pivot. Next row, I'm going to show you the back side. Maybe I'll let you shoot 3 this year. I doubt it. Okay, Canada shooting. Hurry up. How are we doing, guys? I know I'm flying through. I really want to try to give you guys as much as I can today. I don't know. I'm not even halfway through yet, so I got 20 minutes. Maybe Dave's not talking tonight. We'll see. Okay, whenever you're ready, Jordan, go ahead. So yeah, this is just a very, very simple shooting drill. We're going to do a couple things with this. Right now, all we're doing is catching and shooting, inside foot, hands up, hips down, and shoot the ball. This is a great time to practice what I call no dips. How often are you going to see kids, they catch the ball, they dip, they're ready to shoot, and they lose what we call the 1 second advantage. Everything about basketball is about trying to get a 1 second advantage, trying to go for 1 second. If you catch the ball and you lower yourself, you lose that advantage. So tell your kids when they catch the ball, they should be ready to shoot. Their hips are down, their hands are up, their feet are forward. Now when we do this, normally we'll have both sides going, and then they'll have to keep score for themselves. The first one to make 10 or 20, they'll have to race high five Joey, and that's who will win. I'm trying to be nice to you. Again, anything you can do to get your kids more reps is positive. Guys, if we can split this, I always have blues and whites and those that are in the back of jerseys. Guys, I remember some of the old St. Thomas ones, but I always make them split. Blues and whites all the time to keep score. Again, teach your kids to be competitive. That's the biggest fundamental you can teach them, how to compete. And then you keep the score. Okay, sweep and go opposite, guys. Sweep and go opposite. One thing you gotta emphasize to your kids, if the ball is penetrated and it's kicked, sweep and go opposite direction of the ball. And the reason being is because it didn't work the first time. If my teammate penetrated and he passes to me, what is the point of going to the exact same spot? The only time we want to go the exact same direction is if we curl. So we got a defender on our back. I'll show you how we work on that for in a second. So sweep and go opposite. I stole that, but I wish I did that, but I stole that from the pennies. Sweep and go opposite. Always teach your kids to sweep and go opposite the ball. It's fine if they want to penetrate. Penetrate, kick, pass, penetrate, pass, kick, shot, whatever. Penetrate the opposite direction of the ball. And again, it's just as simple as it didn't work the first time, why are you going back there? You want to make the defense shift. Sweep, go off. Again, I always like to see them rip the ball below their knees, over top their shoelaces. It gets them in that athletic stance. And if you see a defender go down there, we get it for the rim. Okay, always try to emphasize is 1 dribble. 1 dribble. 2 dribbles max. Okay, but give your kids a limited amount of dribbles. Make them be explosive. Make them be athletic. Okay, curl it, Chad. Curl it. Okay, try to do another dribble. Here we go. Target hands. Forward. Again, ball in the air, feet in the air. Ball in the air, feet in the air. So as they catch it, the feet are in the air, 1-2 up. 1-2 up. What I like to teach is we like to teach the curl. You have a defender on your hip or your back. You curl to keep them there. This is the only time that we like to see teams go the same direction of the ball. So they curl, they have a defender on their back. Other things that I like to teach kids, offensively, you can see that if you ever see the back of your defender's head, you're gone. Offensively, never let them see the back of your head. Once she just dunks this, then we'll finish. No pressure, Jess. Alright. Let's set up some Korean passing. Okay? Line here, line there. Eddie, you start. Okay. Oh, you're out of shape. You know it, I know it. Let's get you fat. We're gonna start over here, guys. Everybody over here. It's where you pass and you cut. Sometimes I call it pass and fill. Dan, you know where you're going? You know where you're going? Who's up over there? Jill, you know where you're going? Okay, so we did this at the Canada Hospital Center for Performance when I taught there. And it's just a very simple up and down drill. Joe, don't worry too much about it. I need to go turn them off. Actually, I'll leave them up. See if you can get it. It's just a white part there. So what Ben's going to do is, as soon as he gets the ball from Eddie, okay, goes up the line. He's going straight across. Goes up the line, straight across, layup, all the way. Passing up the line, give it back to him. Last guy to touch the ball, which is Gilles, has to get the rebound, and we continue to go. Okay, go ahead, guys, just keep going. Coach, you want to get 2 balls from this one too, please? Okay, let him go for a minute, let him go. And that's the this drill, is again, you just don't sit down, you just stand and watch. You can do that, basketball's going. Now, one of the things that we're going to emphasize here is I like in this middle spot. We never want to rip the ball from the danger zone. We want to rip it over or we want to rip it under. Okay, so Ben's going to catch and rip this ball, rip over Ben, over, and he's going to pass it to the outside edge. Okay? It's one of the things we like to emphasize. You're going to sweep, go opposite. I got you want to sweep opposite, but don't rip the ball through here. That's where kids can take it. Rip it over or rip it under. Now, in all honesty, I love the rip over it, but the rip under is usually better against an environment like stands like I'm talking. And I can't tell you how many times, I'm sure you guys have seen it too, they rip over the pass, the clocks at the end, and get a technical, which I just hate. Okay, so try to emphasize the goal. Rip over it. Outside hand, Justin, left hand.
Okay.
Ready on that? So again, I call this Korean passing. I also call it pass and fill at some point. You can call it whatever you want, just make sure you're consistent with it. Those of you that came in late and you're missing stuff, you'll notice the video cameras around. I will send out a YouTube link of all this stuff. Alright, that's good, guys, that's good. Okay, let's go, we haven't done it for a long time. Let's go Cardinal 2-on-1. Okay, so Jordan here, Mike over there, line in that corner, and the ball into the basket. So this is called Cardinal 2-on-1. So the 2-on-1 drill, again, you can make it competitive, just make it blue, white, the lines. So what's going to happen here, Eddie's going to throw the ball off the backboard to start it. He's going to outlet it to the side. The same, now, there. We like to teach our kids to outlet to the same side of the backboard that they caught the ball on in this drill. Now, you have one point guard. That's not always the case, but it's something we like to emphasize here. Eddie's going to go up and touch half. Up. Freeze here. Pass the skip.
Should I follow the ball?
And then they play 2-on-1 and leave them and come up. Now, hold there, guys. Every coach has a different philosophy when it comes to 2-on-1. I know some coaches like to just fling it back and forth. I hate that personally. My rule is this: you put the ball in the deck, you go hard to the rim until you see his chest. You see his chest, you pass it. And please don't over-penetrate. So don't get into what we call their windmill, where you can deflect it. As soon as you see chest, give it up. Give it up. Okay, so this is a continual 2-on-1 drill. Go ahead, Mike. Jordan does a layup. Okay, grab it. Jordan, you're on defense now. Go ahead. It has to skip. Jordan's going to get 2 feet in the center, and then he's 2-on-1. And they don't have to wait for it. They can beat them up the line. Go. Go, man. Good. Someone's going to outlet. Good. Skip. So now the goal on this, what we want to see happen is obviously we want to see good 2-on-1s. You're so good, Chelsea. Okay, the defense now outlets it, and then the last offensive player has to get 2 feet in circle for that defense. The goal is to beat them down the floor. Just like any transition drill, we want to beat them down the floor. So we want to beat the defense. Hit it. Just like that. Okay, get it, Justin. Get it. Justin, or sorry, yeah, Justin, you're some defense, and you gotta go, right? Just like in the game. Just like in the game. Mike, get it? Get it, Mike? Whoever's on defense has to outlet. Okay? Finish that lead. Just like in the game. Get it, Jordan, get it, Jordan, get it, Jordan, get it, Jordan. You're on defense, the lead's bailing out. Hit him. You're gonna jump this guy, go ahead. Okay. Now, keep on, guys. I'm just going to talk about one of the things that these guys can tell you in my practice. They'll be lucky if I call a foul for the entire year. And a lot of these drills, there's not even out of bounds. Okay, remember I said at the very beginning, you got to teach your kids to compete. One of the ways that you can do that is just make them fight for every single inch. Make them fight for that. Okay, so there's no out of bounds. They can take fingers, they can jump on it, they can two hands. If I have a player jump on the ball and a player jump on top of them, I let them fight for it. I've seen ball fights go for 4 minutes. The entire team will get around and we'll talk and see they gotta fight for that ball. Okay, that's good, guys. Let's do some blood rebounding, okay? I just remembered this one, coach. Okay? Now again, Zach and Tyke, and can you just run the hallway, go to white, please? Ben, go to hustle, on the hallway, go to white. These people need to see that. Okay, so just like you normally do, guys, blue, white. So blue shooting, white rebounding. Rebound lines in the middle, there you go. Okay, press line, there we go, good stuff. Okay, so we call this blood rebounding, it's just a shooting and rebounding and toughness drill. So what's going to happen here is, again, you're always going to keep score. So it's the first team to make, in this case, 3 3-point shots. Now the more rebounds you get, the more shots you get, the better chance you have to win. And this is a bloodbath, that's why we call it blood rebounding. Okay? So what's going to happen is Liam's going to shoot the ball. Jordan and, there you go. Chad and Mike are going to fight for the board. There is no out of bounds. And keep in mind the camera in the crowd, okay? Brady, you on wheels then? Attaboy. The more rebounds they get, the more shots they get, the better chance they have to win. All the defense has to do, so if Chad gets his board, if Mike gets a finger on his outlet pass, it's a turnover. He just has to get a touch on it. And then it becomes the other team's ball. Okay? On every shot, 4 people move. So even though Gilles isn't shooting this, as soon as the shot goes up, he's going to go to the rebound. So 4 people move every time this ball goes up. Ready, guys? Go. Good. Shoot it. There you go. Now the rebounder is allowed 1 dribble before he gets his other pass. There you go. There's no foul. There you go. And again, teach them ball fakes, pump fakes. If the defense gets a finger on that outlet pass, it's a turnover. Does anyone hit a shot? Oh, you missed the rebound. You gotta pay attention. And I don't get mad about that. That's something that they lost. They lost the opportunity to get the ball. That's going to come back and cost them. Everybody always thinks it's those last free throws, that last second, draw the play that coach makes a miracle. Every possession is important. Every possession. There's 2. Come on, Blue, you got to rotate a little faster. Someone get over there. Someone get Mike. Hurry up. Mike, you're on the line. Grace, go ahead, Todd, let's shoot. Now, one thing that you can talk about here, guys, with rebounding, and these guys, they're in preseason form, so we're going to let them go. But you'll notice the first place they do is they come in. The first place they want to go is out. Long shots equal long rebounds. So we want to try and hit this guy early. So we want to hit him here, and then go get it. First time I did this drill with a bunch of grade 7 girls from Sherwood Park last year, and the shot goes up, and they all run right here. And as you know, that's the worst place to get a rebound. So gain space. So the first place they should go, as soon as the shot goes up, and I'll have to leave early, they look to hit each other. And again, you can talk about your footwork here. Honestly, my biggest thing with rebounding is just get someone in the other jersey to get the ball. I mean, you got footwork and spins and splits and hand positions, but it's honestly, just go get them. Just one more than the other guy, and you usually get them. Right? Go ahead, Ty. Hit it. There you go, nice. Game winner, Mike. Hey, that's good. Good stuff. Nice shot, Mike. Okay, let's go 2-on-2 closeouts. Coach in the middle. 2-on-2 closeouts, guys. Okay, so Eddie on the 45, Ben the 45, everyone else on the baseline. Now, I'm not going to talk to you about force baseline, force middle. Neither is wrong, neither is right. You do whatever you want to do, but either way that you're going to do it, you have to close out properly. Every single defensive breakdown in this game of basketball can be traced somewhere back to a bad closeout. So this is what this is. So coach, you're going to be in the middle, right? Okay. Joey, can you get the baseline, please? Thanks, Joe. So Joey's going to start with the ball. He's going to pass it out to either side. Jordan and Justin are going to close out, and it becomes a 2-on-2 game. The objective to this is we want to make sure we have good closeouts, east end baseline, that's our goal. We have good help side, and you're allowed to kick, but your kick has to go through the coach. So the only person they're allowed to kick to is coach. Got it now? Right? Now, Nate, we just kick the coach right out of it, which makes it that much more difficult. To start with, have your coach in here. Okay, so go ahead, Joey. So we pass, we close out, we jump to help side Justin, we kick, we go, we close out, air time the ball, jump the ball, box out, we're done, nice pull up. And we just simply rotate. So these guys come to offense, 2 new defensive players come in. Go ahead, just keep going, guys, go ahead. So one of the things we like to talk about is our footwork, when we force baseline, we're talking about closeouts, jumping to the basketball, being good help. I'm a big believer that help needs to come before the ball enters the key. That's my opinion. That makes it real hard this year because we're the NBA key. And that's okay. So one of the things we like to see is we like to talk about kill 2 dribbles. The objective is this, to kill 2 dribbles. It doesn't matter how good of a defensive team you are. If you let a guy catch it or girl, catch it and go 1 dribble to the rim, help will never, ever, 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 ever get it. So the objective of the person on the ball, oh, she gotta get on that. Okay, is to make him put the ball down, make him take 2 or more dribbles so that help can come. That's the whole goal. There's nice help, remember, gotta go through the coach. The nice thing we're going through coach, otherwise it's just one pass and it goes up. And you're emphasizing jacking players. This gives them a chance. There you go. Okay, last one. Lock him up, Eddie. Lock him up, Zach. Lock him up. Jump the ball. Good D. Nice hand position. Nice slide. Now, one thing with defense, guys, everybody's different. Whether you force middle or force baseline your space. I like to tell my guys that you want to be able to get there so you can just creepily touch them with your middle finger. That's the distance we like to get to. I know some coaches like to go a little bit closer. I find that we just foul a lot getting closer than that. But one of the rules that I like to emphasize is who are you and who am I? If I'm quicker than you, and I know I'm quicker than you, get closer. If I'm slower than you, and I know I'm slower than you, we stay back a little more. But never under any circumstances do we let them get more than his arms length away. Because at our level, they just shoot. And help cannot help you if they're shooting. Okay? Okay, coach, Cuba drill. That's defensive drill, yeah. So what this drill here, guys, is this drill is basically man-to-man. That's right here. Person to person defense, I apologize. Okay? So what's going to happen here? Jordan's going to start with the ball on the baseline. He's going to roll the ball up to Liam. Wait for the crowd. And he's going to close up. And here you can emphasize some of your philosophies when it comes to closeouts. Liam is then going to pass the ball to Zach on the wing. And Jordan's going to jump to the ball. So what we do is we're going to jump and we're going to deny. Okay? Jump to the ball, jump to the ball, jump to the ball. Liam's going to wait a couple seconds, he's going to cut. We're going to jam, Jordan's going to jam the cutter. Liam's going to come all the way through. Ben's going to fill behind. Ben, you're in this room. Okay? Jordan's now going to need help. So Zach's going to penetrate, Jordan's going to go help, reverse the ball, and then we play one-on-one from this corner. Okay, so that is defense, right? That's a defensive possession. We were on ball, we denied it, we helped, we recovered. That's defense. Go ahead, Jordan. Goal out, goes out, ball goes to Zach, jumps to the ball, Zach cuts, Sardine cuts, now we're help, Zach's going to penetrate Zach, there's our help, good, bring it back out, back to help Jordan, and then here's on the ball, and here's one-on-one. And there simply just rotate, and just set up the guy, I don't care how you rotate, just get a new guy in. Right? Jordan's on top, and he's in. Roll ball up, comes out, comes to the ball, cuts. Okay, never let someone cut in front of your face. We call it a face cut. That's why we jump to the ball. He cuts behind us. It doesn't hurt us. Unless he just said that you gave 6'8" with a 40-inch vertical, that does not hurt us. Cutting behind us. Now, when you're playing one-on-one, put rules in your one-on-one. So, guys, 2 dribbles in your one-on-one. Because you all know what's going to happen. You don't put limits on your one-on-one, especially if you're not in low, it becomes what I call bump ball. You know, just back to it down, back to it down. Okay? That's what we're doing, okay? I'm going to show you next drill here. You can breathe, you want to break the drum. So the music is breathe, you want to break the drum. Okay? Last one. Thank you, Jordan. Closes out, scrubs the ball, cuts, jam the cutter, good. Now you're going to help, 180, big help, good. Nice big hand position, come back. There, Eric's on the ball, close out. Nice take, Jordan. And again, we're talking about quick throughs. That's good, guys. Okay, last drill. Let's go one-on-one on the flip screen. Okay, so how do you guys in this corner? How do you guys in that corner? So this drill here, this is a one-on-one drill. One-on-one is essential, okay? But don't do the standard one-on-one where you pass the ball, don't make the kids catch it, and you jab, and you jab, and you jab. I call that a dance machine, right? Like, jab once, he doesn't fall for it, he's not going to fall for a second, third, the fourth, the fifth time, okay? Frankly, I hate jabs, personally. I think you got to catch it, you got to make a decision, you got to go get a little bit. So we already talked about shooting the ball, shoot the ball, curling. This is where we're practicing, okay? So any game we're going to up, and he's on defense, he's going to flip the ball to Liam, Liam's going to go. Oh, no. There you go. Okay. It's the same thing, just going to be board, switch lines. Now what you can do with this is you limit the amount of dribbles they have, and you limit the space that the offense has. So the offense in this drill is not allowed to leave the key. With these guys here, I'll bring up pylons, and I'll shrink the area that the offense is allowed to go in. Now again, this is an offensive drill, so we tell the defense it's okay to get beat, but you got to give them something. You have to make him rather go left. You have to make him go right. You have to make him shoot. So the offense has to catch it, and you got to make a decision. And no more shooting. Get in the guy. Get in the guy. You guys being lazy. Get him. Good. So we have something called open rim policy, right? So on it, you swept the one off so you saw the open rim. Okay? You also got a curl. You got to flip it to you, and add the open rim. You want to attack that top foot, maybe turn right against the chase. Whereas I was using the football reference. Right? When you make the quarterback turn his hips and chase you got to step up. It's the same thing. Nice step, Zach. Here we go. That's alright. One of the things that I emphasize all the time is it's okay to make mistakes. If you don't make a mistake in a practice, you haven't practiced hard enough. Okay? Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. The more practice you make it, the more mistakes you make in practice, the less you're making a game. Okay? That's my time, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, hold it up.